Just hit the what looks like the red button right there.
What's up, guys? That video was there to introduce force for us, and the truck on the left definitely had more force than the truck on the right, and we'll talk about that later on as we get through this slide. This first picture here is supposed to illustrate what force is. This lady's telling a golf ball to move, and this won't work. The golf ball's not going to move by a verbal command. However, if she applies a force, it will. So only force has the ability to change motion. And right here it shows the golf club is the force. It applies the force to the ball when it hits it to cause it to move. All right. Force is a push or a pull, or any action that has the ability to change motion. There can be no change in motion without force. Okay, so you're not going to move. That ball will not move unless a force is applied to it. Here's Newton's first law, and it states an object at rest will remain at rest, and an object in motion will remain in motion with the same speed and direction unless acted on by a force. An example of that would be like if somebody threw a ball at a batter. Let's say we're playing baseball, and that batter hits the ball. He applied a force to the ball that caused it to change its direction. Okay, and that's pretty much what Newton's first law means. Inertia and mass. So inertia is the property of an object that resists change in motion. Okay. The greater the object's inertia, the greater the force needed to change its motion. The important thing to remember about inertia is it's tied to mass. So inertia comes from mass. The more mass the object has, the greater the inertia. So, I mean, let's just talk about weightlifting. If you're trying to bench press, I don't know, 100 pounds, it's going to have more inertia. It's going to be harder to push off your chest than, let's say, 40 pounds. All right, it has less mass. It has less inertia. All right, or we could switch it. We could talk about if somebody got hit by a scooter. Okay, it's not going to be as bad as if they get hit by a tractor trailer. That tractor trailer has more mass and it has more inertia behind it. All right, scooter has less mass and has less inertia. It's harder to get things moving with greater inertia, and it's also harder to stop them. Okay, so if you're trying to I don't know, stop a piece of paper that somebody crumbles up and throws at you, that's going to be a lot easier than trying to stop a bowling ball that somebody throws at you. Okay, that's how inertia is tied to it. Units of force. So there's the pound, is used mostly in the United States, and measures the force of gravity on an object. Units are pounds, or lbs. Okay, and then we're going to be talking about the newtons over here, the other force. This is the metric version. A force of 1 newton is the exact amount of force needed to move a 1 kilogram object 1 meter per second each second. Let me put that in reference, or put that in some reference for you. A 1 liter soda bottle filled with soda is about 1 kilogram. So to move that 1 meter per second, you would need to apply 1 newton of force to that soda bottle, right? Units are newtons, or they're these N's right here, and 1 pound is equal to 4.448 newtons. So a pound is a little greater than a newton. Alright, now we're going to be talking about net force. Net force is the total of all forces acting on an object. So here we have 2 guys, and they're pushing on this box, and each guy is applying 300 newtons of force, and they're applying it in the same direction. Since the force is in the same direction, we're going to add the force. So it's going to be 300 newtons plus another 300 newtons equals 600 newtons for a total net force. If the net force is going in opposite directions, so for instance, this truck is going towards the right with 2,000 newtons of force, and this pickup truck is going in the opposite direction at 800 newtons of force. All right, they're going to hit each other. All right, you're going to take 2,000 newtons, subtract it from 800 newtons because they're going in opposite directions. Whenever the forces are in opposite directions, you subtract. When they're in the same direction, you add. So when I subtract them, I have 1,200 newtons of force, and the truck is the dump truck is going to be going towards the right. It's going to continue moving with 1,200 newtons of force, while the pickup truck will come to a stop. Maybe move backwards. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that.